All right, what's up, everybody? So today I'm going to actually talk about a pretty awesome topic, which is what does it mean to be pre-med in college? Because I know that when I went in college, I didn't really know what it meant, and I know a lot of students have the same question. And here is my favorite show of all time. Actually, it's not my favorite, but this is Grey's Anatomy, which you know, I think is awesome. And as a pre-med, you bet your butt you probably will likely do some research. Apologies for the penmanship, but the point is, what does it mean to be pre-med? And I'm going to talk a bit about it today. Um, so first I'll talk about what pre-med is not. So for most colleges, pre-med is not a major. Okay, a lot of students think pre-med is a major because they always hear people saying I'm pre-med. Pre-med is not a major. Okay, similarly, just because you are pre-med, it does not mean you have to major in a science. Okay, so I know a lot of students think that, oh, if I'm pre-med, I have to major in bio, or if I'm pre-med, I have to major in chemistry. That's not necessarily true. Okay, and last but not least, just because you're pre-med, it's not like an automatic door to medical school. Okay, um, pre-meds obviously have to do a lot of hard work, but just because you're pre-med need not mean that you will be a med student. I've had a lot of pre-meds that end up not being pre-med. I've had a lot of pre-meds that decide they want to do grad school. I've had a lot of pre-meds that decide they want to go somewhere else. So just because you're pre-med just does not mean you're automatically going to be going to med school. But let's talk about what pre-med is. So this image I have is a screenshot of, if you Google UCLA and then just med school requirements, you'll get this image. And I just wanted to use this as an example because pre-med is an implicit set of requirements needed to basically apply to medical school. Okay, so pre-med, when you say you're pre-med, you're not saying anything aside from the fact that you're taking the basic prerequisites to apply to medical school. So look at look at this image right here, right? You see this part that I'm highlighting in blue. You'll see that for pre-med, you have to take 1 year of English, 1 year of physics, 1 year of chem, 1 year of bio, and 1 year of math. Those 5 requirements, those 1 years of physics, math, bio, chem, and physics, or physics, bio, chem, math, and English, that applies to almost all med schools. Almost all med schools will require you to take 1 year of chemistry, 1 year of bio, 1 year of math, 1 year of English, 1 year of physics. So that applies to all med schools, okay? But another thing you need to take into consideration is sometimes other schools will have unique recommendations. So these things are UCLA specific. You'll see that UCLA recommends that you take Spanish and humanities. That's just something, oops, that's just something that's exclusive to UCLA. Some med schools might not recommend that, other med schools might. But the point is, pre-med requirements, these ones that are specific to all of them, usually are pretty true, but other med schools might have different requirements as well. So you should definitely, any med school you're interested in, whether that be, in-state, out-of-state, you should look up their requirements beforehand and see what it means to be a pre-med for that university. And now here's something that, if you're a high school student, is going to kind of bum you out, but it's something that I knew going in, you should all know. Applies to all medical schools, this thing that I just circled. AP classes will not be accepted. Okay, if you took AP Chem, that does not count. If you took AP Bio, that does not count as your year of Bio. If you took AP Physics, that does not count as your year of Physics. Okay, AP classes will not count for med school. They'll count for maybe credit in college, but for med school, you have to take all your classes at university. Okay, and this applies to almost all med schools. Okay, almost all med schools will not take AP Bio instead of 1 year of bio at your normal university. And that's just something I wanted to say because a lot of students think by taking a ton of APs, you're setting yourself up for med school. I mean, you are in a sense because med schools will see that, oh, you challenge yourself in high school. But it does not help the fact that you will still eventually have to take these classes again when you're at university. Like when I was at Berkeley, I had to take bio again, even though I had taken AP Bio. I had to take general chemistry again. I also had to take OChem again. So all of these things are things you have to do for med school. But let me just end with some general things. Okay, the requirements that are shown here are just for UCLA. Okay, so again, let me go over the fact that APs, again, remember, will not apply. for med school. They will apply for maybe college in general, but they will not apply for med school. Similarly, when you're applying to schools and when you're looking at med schools, the requirements may differ slightly by the school itself, okay? So you'll see here that UCLA recommends Spanish and Humanities. Other med schools will recommend something else. Just know that the requirements will differ by school. And if you ever want to see a requirement for a school, like, you know, UC Riverside has a med school, UC Davis has a med school, all these med schools have a name. All you have to Google is the med school name, right? So, you know, let's say it's like UC Davis or UCLA. You have to Google the med school name and then just look up prerequisite. Oh man, that's so dirty. I'm gonna erase all of this. Just look up the med school name and then type in right next to it prerequisite courses. And you'll be automatically redirected to that university's main page and tell you what courses are required to apply there. But most of the time, these mandatory ones will be constant. All med schools usually require 1 year of OChem, 1 year of chem, 1 year of physics, 1 year of biology, and 1 year of math. Okay, and last but not least, you can be any major and still be pre-med. Okay, what it means to be pre-med is to just complete these. So I've had people who are CS pre-med because they basically take all the classes that are mentioned above and then they end up doing CS. I've had people who are business pre-med. You know, sometimes it's easier to be bio and then pre-med just because these requirements overlap with your major, but that's not necessarily the case. All right, and with that, I hope this provides some insight into what it means to really be a pre-med. It's not a major, it's actually a implicit set of requirements you have to fulfill for med school. All right, if you have any questions, shoot them my way. If not, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Make sure you subscribe, and see you guys then. Thanks for watching. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Really appreciate it. You want to check out any of my other videos, there's going to be one right here. Another link to one of my videos right here. And another video right here. Why not? I'll put one video right over here. And last but not least, if you want to subscribe to this channel, really appreciate it because I'm still an early YouTuber trying to get it down. But a subscription button should be right over here. So please subscribe. Cool. Thanks. See you guys in the next one. Hope you find these videos helpful.